The fourth chapter of Pirkei Avot begins with the words of Ben Zoma. Ben Zoma Omer, Ben Zoma would say, Ezehu Chacham, who is wise? And he answers, Halomit Mikol Adam, he who learns from many men. Ezehu Gibor, who is strong, Hakovesh Es Yitzray, he who is able to contain his passion. Ezehu Oshir, who is rich, Asamech Bechelka, somebody who's happy with his lot. He brings a proof. Ezehu Mechubad, who is honored, Hamechabed Sabrius, who honors others. It's an enigmatic, cryptic Mishnah. What difference does it make? What does it have to do with ethics? Furthermore, what is this particular Mishnah being brought to us by someone that has not the title Rebbe, but rather he's called Ben Zoma, which was indicative of a person who was a student, who hadn't as yet gotten smicha. And what exactly is the reason why Ben Zoma is chosen to be the one who sets the fourth chapter, sets the theme of the fourth chapter for us in the Ethics of the Fathers? What is the significance of it being Ben Zoma who said it? So let's examine the words of Ben Zoma. Ben Zoma asks, who is wise? What kind of a question is that? Who is wise? A great rabbi, a posek, someone like a Rabbi Vadia Yosef, or Rabbi Yosef, or Rabbi Zalman Nechemia Goldberg. Someone like that is wise. What's the reason for us to question who is wise? Who is rich? Who is strong? That's easy. Somebody who's very powerful, a great soldier of fortune, a Navy SEAL perhaps. And who's rich? Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, Dell, Steve Jobs. These are rich people. And furthermore, why do you have to ask who is rich? And who is honored? Who's honored? Obama's honored. He's the President of the United States. Why do you have to ask these questions? And why do you answer such things that seem to be unrelated to the actual topic? Just because you're inquisitive, does that truly make you wise? And the answer may surprise you. You see, the purpose of the Torah is different from the purpose that people ordinarily think about the Torah. The purpose of the Torah is not to make a person into a robot that shakes a whole day. The purpose of the Torah is to develop the person. What is supposed to be developed? So Maimonides, Rambam says that the mitzvahs of the Torah, together with the oral law, all of those laws and concepts are meant to develop the emotional structure of the person. You develop your emotions if you follow the Torah and study the Torah. When you've reached completion in the fulfillment of the Torah and the knowledge of the Torah laws, then you will begin to be able to examine the depth of the Torah laws in discovering what is called Pnimius HaTorah, the inward aspect of Torah, which leads to perfection of the intellect so that the person can reach what is called Nevuah, prophecy. But in order to reach prophecy, you have to have certain emotional development as well as intellectual development. You cannot become a prophet unless you have a broad and accurate knowledge. Accuracy is wisdom. Broadness requires understanding, but it requires emotional breadth. It requires a person who is happy and is able to see beyond himself. Furthermore, emotional development requires control. It requires mastery of self, which we call gibor, to be a gibor. After the person has developed these traits of wisdom and happiness and strength, the person is ready to be a prophet. But a prophet must be someone who people will listen to. And so, who is a prophet? Who could be a prophet? Someone who is honored by others. How do you become honored by others? When you're nice to them. And so the purpose of Ben Zoma's statement is as follows. The rabbis tell us that prophecy, which is the ultimate purpose of the Torah, to reach prophecy, to reach the prophecy that we received at Mount Sinai, the giving of the Ten Commandments, which incidentally today, Wednesday the 10th of Av, we read in the Chumash portion today, the Ten Commandments. But at the time of the Ten Commandments, we all attained prophecy. Now, in order to attain prophecy, it says, prophecy does not rest upon an ordinary person unless he is wise, he is strong, and rich. Wise, strong, and rich. So, if I'm not a great posek, a great lamdan like Reb Zalman Nechemia, then I can't be a prophet. If I'm not as strong as a Navy SEAL, I also can't be a prophet according to that. And if I'm not really rich, for sure I can't be a prophet. That would exclude just about all the people who sit and learn in a kollel. So Ben Zoma says you're making a mistake. These are characteristics that come from the performance of the Torah. These are not characteristics that are universally standardized. And he begins to explain. Wisdom does not mean that you have become like the greatest rabbi in Israel. Who could do that? 1 in 1,000,000, 1 in 5,000,000, 1 in 20,000,000. Who can be like Rav Moshe Feinstein, like a Lubavitcher Rebbe? Who could be like that? No one. Only one in a generation. Therefore, the fact that all of the people of Israel reach the level of prophecy must mean that there's a wisdom that any person can reach, which can help the person become a prophet. Because you see, prophecy requires to be able to go out of your own constraints to see something different that you have never approached before. The ability to do that is the ability to continuously seek something outside of your conclusions. And that, he says, is the intuitiveness, the inquisitiveness of a person who's willing to learn from everyone.